Welcome to a brand new episode of the Irish Wrestling Podcast, where we believe that if it's entertaining, enjoy it. It has been a while. We have been very, very busy behind the scenes. We have lots going on. And we've a lot of wrestling coming up that we cannot wait to get stuck into. It is, of course, myself, Sensational Queen Lizzie, at your service. It is himself, Booker G, 5 times. Colin, I think we need to come up with a nice little moniker for you.
I'm not a gimmick.
If anybody has any suggestions, please pop it in the comments below or send us a message, because I think we need to come up with a really nice moniker for Colin.
I can't call him front row anymore. Weren't you sitting second row in one of the shows previously? Or
yeah,
that's rumor. That was a rumor. Get out of it.
Fingless. I sat behind my friends. Felt odd. Felt very weird sitting behind.
I'm not surprised. My God,
standing up in front.
It's been a while. It's been a while. And in fairness, they were my mates, so if any of them got in my way, I could tell them to get out of the way, you know. So, but all ages show and stuff. To be honest, I only decided on the day I was going to go, and then I was saying, "Oh, well, I just go and stand at the back," and then there was friends there, so I just sat behind them. So,
my God,
yeah, it was weird.
Well, okay, so look, we'll go with front row, bro. I think we're good with front row, bro. What do you think, Colin? Done. And our crime, front row, bro.
No.
Yes, it's going to stick. I'll make it stick. Awesome. Gents, how are we?
Good. Very good. Very excited.
Yes. Lots happening.
So much happening. I'm actually struggling to keep up with the wider products, because there's just so much on. Like, I'm living vicariously through social media and hoping that people can keep me up to date with stuff, because there's so much that I'm missing out on. I have massive FOMO as well on Wednesday mornings lately. After some Tuesday night wars that's going on. So
did you get a chance to watch any of it? No.
I'm a bit behind. Today is Wednesday that we're recording, so I haven't watched yesterday's. I have seen the fallout on social media, but I'm hoping by the weekend they'll be caught up. So,
well, let's talk about the fallout on NXT last night. Liz, what happened?
Can't talk about any fallout. I'm not doing any spoilers, so no, you've comments anyway.
Well, you saw clips on social media.
I know what happened.
A big shout out to the Irish wrestling scene and Fight Factory.
Yes. Now, this podcast is jam-packed, so stay with us. We have got lots and lots of news for you, lots to discuss. A wonderful Grapple Games show that was put on by Fight Factory Pro Wrestling that we're going to talk a little bit more about. A stacked card for the 1-year anniversary Hard Knox Pro Wrestling show celebration. Hard Knox Pro Wrestling celebration. 1 year.
Mad, isn't it? How was it a year? Like,
where did that go? I am so buzzing for this that I'm whacking on my apron and getting some buns in the oven. That is how happy I am about this show. I am buzzing and I cannot freaking wait. But before we do, y'all know, right, that here at the Irish Wrestling Podcast, we thoroughly believe, this is why Colin finds it so hard to keep up with what's going on outside our country, because by God, we're small, but I tell you one thing, we're mighty. Because we firmly believe here on our podcast that Ireland produces the best wrestlers in Europe, if not the world. And it's not just us who knows it. Take a look and see at the attendance at the shows. Take a look at the number of promotions in our country at the moment. And the worldwide promotions know it. Prime example of this. What sort of a showcase are we getting of Irish wrestling on the international scene at the moment? LJ's heading off to Japan. Unbelievable opportunity for him and well deserved, because he's an absolute pillar. Over across the pond on the other side, lads, no messing. JD McDonagh chomping at the bit to be a member of the Judgment Day. Finn Bálor established and carrying that flag like his life depends on it. And then we have a face-off between Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. I'm sorry now, but you might as well just paint the black and gold, green, white and fucking gold, because we are everywhere. I mean, would it not just make your heart burst with pride of how we are being represented and how this troupe of top talent is presenting Ireland to the international wrestling community. It's just unbelievable. And even Irish wrestling getting shout outs on NXT. I remember, wrestling in front of 2,000 people in the National Stadium. Oh my God, every hair on my arm stood up. It was just, you get such a feeling of pride because they are so proud of where they've come from and how they're representing us all over the world. Guys, how did this make you feel?
Proud.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
It's so I don't know, it's so surreal seeing it, it's growing up, you see, I say growing up, like I was probably in my teens, but when late teens, when Sheamus was kind of hitting things, but there was a bit of a disconnect because I didn't kind of know Sheamus beforehand, where now you're seeing people that we've seen on smaller stages of, like we've gone, like sorry for probably dead naming her here, but seeing Lyra Valkyria, like around the scene, she was like women's champion in multiple promotions. She was the first Fight Factory women's champion. She held the OTT women's championship, and seeing her wrestle around and then seeing her getting that jump to NXT UK, then over to NXT. It's only a matter of time before she's on Raw, SmackDown. Same with JD McDonagh, Jordan Devlin, like someone who I used to go and see with 100 people in a community centre. It's just so surreal. And the latest one, LJ, seeing him pop up on Noah during the week, it's just
good looking guys.
I tried to explain this as well recently, and it's this sense of pride that you have in these people, and it's like you're kind of like a proud parent seeing them going off into the world and spreading their wings and doing what they're doing in other countries, and seeing their country's fans then take to them and be like, oh, look at this person, and like, I fucking know, like, like I've been telling everybody about these people for ages, like, and now everyone else has seen them, and it's just so amazing to see the uptake. And I was looking through the comments on social media after the Lyra and Becky face off on NXT, and just seeing the international response to Lyra of how much of a superstar she looks like. Can't believe how young she is, but how mature she is, and she seems like a star already, and it's only a matter of time before she's main event of WrestleManias and stuff. These are comments that I saw, and it's stuff like that just, it really hits you in the feels. It really does. And we're going to continue to see that. As you said, Liz, like, this scene is massive and it's getting better and better, and we're producing some of the best talent in the world, and we're going to see more talent leave these shores and go on to bigger and better things. And yeah, it just makes you proud.
Yeah, and it's like we always say here, is go out and see them in Ireland.
Yeah.
Now at these shows where you can get up
Before
and close,
you can't
you can get
anymore.
up close and personal with them, and you can feel like a proud parent whenever they do go off and be big superstars with likes of AEW, Impact, whoever they end up going to. Like Impact are doing it this month coming up as well over in the UK. They're running like a trials or whatever they call them, and they're whatever. There's people go up and to get a chance to win a contract with Impact Wrestling. I don't know if any Irish stars are going over to that. They'd be mad not to go for it.
There is, yeah.
Go out there and shine in front of people who have experienced that life for 20 or 30 years. So go out and see them now.
Just what we're saying there as well. Like I know that we kind of got it with LJ. So LJ kind of like told us that he was leaving. We didn't get that with Jordan.
No.
We didn't get that with Aoife. So like, no, you don't know when your last time of seeing these people is going to be. So if you're one of these people who's sitting at home saying, oh, I'll go to the next one, or I'll go to the next one, that next one might be too late. Yeah. Because they might be gone by the time you get there, So like, yeah, absolutely. Go now. Go see them now while you can.
We were away. We were on holidays whenever LJ had his last match in RCW in September, and we were sickened to miss it because he was defending the title against Mark Andrews. Like, we were like, fuck, are we going to miss this match? When are we going to see LJ in Cork again? We don't know. When are we going to see him back in Ireland? Who knows? At the minute, like, he made impact in his debut. Yeah. And like that, he was everywhere, all over Twitter. He joined if anybody didn't see it, he
He's a
joined up.
good looking guy.
It's like, Anthony Green, former, WWE superstar, he's rolling with them now. So he's only going to learn fucking even massive things off people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unbelievable. As I said, we're spoiled, and it's just so exciting to be part of the journey, and witness it happen before our very eyes. So as I said, we might be small, but my God, we might. Also some breaking news as well that came up. We have, of course, the OTT Anniversary Show coming up very, very soon, 9th anniversary. Where did those years go? They just seem to be flying by. So there is a time change to this show. Is now first bell is at 4 p.m. if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you said doors 3, bell 4, and I think the hope is, or I think the definite is going to be that it won't run past 7:30 and probably earlier, to get people out to get to the match at 8:00.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also the other thing is that it's changed to an all ages show now as well.
Yeah.
So how that dynamic will work, if there's going to be any changes content wise, because usually the all ages show, they're a bit more reserved on the content that's been put on. So like,
I can't imagine Be Cool being family friendly.
I don't know, with it being the anniversary show, that might just be a disclaimer. I honestly think it might just be a disclaimer job. Like, yeah, it's all ages, but like,
cover your child's ears.
Yeah, like parental guidance here, like, because like you kind of, they're the shows that you don't, they're not filtered too much, and I think that if there's a filter put on it, I don't know if it will resonate as well, like it. Yeah, you have your Be Cool stuff, and then you also have like John Moxley is there, like everyone's expecting blood, so like, if there's not blood, there's going to be murder between or there's going to be riots, should I say, or murder in the fans. But I don't know how that changed the dynamics. But yeah, listen, the hope is that the earlier start time and the all ages as well will hopefully boost ticket sales and get the 2,200 capacity in there, because like it's going to be a massive show, and it's just a shame that potentially, and like we're talking about this weeks out, like Ireland, they're still haven't beaten New Zealand in a quarterfinal, like, and then even if they do, they still have to beat the Argentinians or the Welsh in the semis, so there's still a road to go. But like, listen, there'll be enough time now that you can go to the show and still make it home or to the pub or wherever you're going for the match at 8:00. So hopefully we see boosting ticket sales and we get that fucking stadium rocking like it usually is for these big shows.
It'll probably be the first time you ever see so many people wearing an Irish rugby jersey at a wrestling show.
Probably, yeah.
Everybody be in uniform. It's like
everyone's going to be absolutely roasted going into the pub.
Where's all the wrestling doors? Why is anybody wearing wrestling t-shirts? All the meet and greets be everybody wearing
jerseys. Yeah.
My God, yeah.
I think we might see a lot of change of clothes with people.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. I hope so, because there's some stank inside in the pub after otherwise. And also we have another contenders coming up this month, Colin, don't we?
We do. The last stop on the road to the anniversary, which, to be honest, are usually, in my opinion, looking back, maybe not as much recently, but was definitely like before COVID, these were the shows that you did not want to miss, because so much happened on them. Actually, one of my favorite non-stadium shows was the road to Scrapper Mania, the Scrapper that didn't happen in 2020. One of my favorite non-stadium shows was actually that February, the road to Scrapper Mania, because we just got that was the first time Moxley was announced, and that roof lifted off the KFRC. Like, it was unbelievable. I think Eddie Kingston was announced on that show. Dan Barry was coming over. He was bringing Tony Storm and someone else with him. And there was just an announcement after announcement after announcement. And it's just those shows, you're like, you get the last announcements, you get the last run to the big show. It's like your go-home show, They're just these, you do not want to miss these types of shows. So I reckon the Contender Show, it's being advertised as the last stop on the road to the anniversary show. So for me, it's you don't really want to be missing it. Like 21st of October, if I'm not mistaken. In the Ringside Club, which the Ringside is a cracking. I love the Ringside Club.
Yeah,
cracking venue. Cracking. It's the home of contenders. It just. I remember we had a couple of contenders. I'm not sure if it was one or two in the KFRC, and it just didn't feel right. Just didn't feel right that it was in that venue. It needs to be in the Ringside. It's just where you have these moments. You look back on the contenders' moments, and everything is just in the Ringside. It's just the perfect venue for it. So, yeah, 24th of October. Get your tickets if you haven't already, and that go home show should be brilliant. Really looking forward to it.
From OTT on to Fight Factory. You were in attendance for Grapple Games, Colin?
Yeah, it seems like an age ago already.
Yeah.
Like it really does. Even before this, I was looking and saying, like, geez, I can't even remember that show. It was what was it, 2-3 weeks ago at this stage? Like, and it just seems like it was years ago. There's been so much happening. But yeah, like, listen, Fight Factory continue to deliver. I can't remember them having a bad show. I've said this before. They don't have bad shows. They have good shows and then they have excellent shows. You know, I think this fell somewhere in the middle of good and excellent. I don't think it hit the peaks of what their best shows were. There were definitely some big memorable moments on an overall show. It probably didn't hit that peak, but it wasn't on the scale of just only good. It was somewhere in the middle there. Great night entertainment. Lot of stuff happened. Greedy Souls came over, had a match with the Saviors. Saviors defended. Like, to get the Greedy Souls in that intimate capacity in the Fight Factory was unbelievable. The two boys are amazing. And to see the reception that the Saviors are getting, they're just getting so over now with the crowd. It's ridiculous to see. I was actually a little bit I didn't really mean to linger on this match too long, but I was actually intrigued to see what reaction the Saviors were going to get after their last match with Fabio and LJ, and the place erupted when they came out. Everyone had their hands up in the air, and it was just great to see. I think they're definitely turning into a fan favorite team, and I think we're starting to see them crop up now in other promotions as well. Like, we're seeing them in NLW, OTT, and probably only a matter of time before we see them down in Hard Knocks. Owen Richards is the RCW champion.
Yeah.
Like they're cropping up everywhere. But yeah, like, listen, I diverse, I move on. A real shock to me, because I didn't call this, because LJ had his last match for a while. We don't know when he's going to be back, against Fabio, and like, let's call a spade a spade. We know it's a work. And I think everyone expected Fabio to win, and he didn't. LJ won in a number one contenders match. So I think that little tidbit is just, it's nice, because we don't know when LJ is going to be back, but when he does come back, he's the number one contender. So there's that kind of little thing hanging there for when's it going to happen, and when it does, he's probably not going to be coming back in a small capacity. He'll be coming back into a championship picture. Yeah. You know, so that's
a different LJ.
Oh my God, LJ, fucking cherries and fucking icing on top.
You see how talented he is now. Imagine how talented he's going to be after 4 months or however long he's going to be doing for Noah. And you're wrestling fucking a Japanese style, or learning.
I think we're going to see a very different style out of him. Yeah.
And that can only mean fantastic things for the students at Fight Factory as well, or those who are part of the crew there, because they'll all have to elevate their game, and they're going to learn so much.
Absolutely, yeah.
Every school, like, he teaches in every school.
He does, yeah.
So he's going
to everywhere
put that knowledge onto everybody in the country, and the whole country. You know, anybody who wants to learn their game will go up.
Yeah.
Well, listen, like, that's what people need to be looking at, and that's what people need to be doing. You said he's everywhere. Yeah, he is everywhere, and that's where other people need to be doing if they want to be at that level. They need to be everywhere. He gave up his profession, he finished school, and he went into wrestling full time. You know, like, and I don't know if you can do it another way. I don't know if you can do it part time, and like, you have to bet on yourself and take that leap, and that's what LJ did, and look what's paying off. But yeah, a couple of other matches on that card. We had a depressed Debbie. That was a bit of our old friend Foxy took a few bumps, as I know Jerry loves seeing Foxy getting beat up, which is terrible. Foxy got kissed. He got a face in his arse. And then we saw Foxy hit it worthy of a pedigree. Absolute worthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair play to Foxy. I love some Foxy spots. Can't beat it.
That's a hashtag if ever there was one, Foxy spots. That is amazing. Oh, please, right when you put this up, put the hashtag Foxy spots, will you please? Unbelievable.
This is going out as a clip now and it's going to go viral.
Silver Foxy spots.
Just have just make sure you put the table spot on the end of the clip, because like I don't think hands down that's one of the best.
That needs to go up as a short for this week's Foxy spot. I love it. I'm obsessed.
This week,
all over
Foxy
it.
spots.
Yes.
Right. Speaking of Foxy, by the way, just while we're on the subject, NLW last week, match has been announced that Foxy has a match at the next NLW show, the Christmas show. I'm not sure if you guys seen or heard about this.
No.
So I'll see, can we get the clip actually, and you can throw it in right here, Jerry. I'll send it on to you.
Oh my gosh.
Christmas show, we have
done.
Justy versus Foxy. So yeah, that's very intriguing. Very, very intriguing. That's December 23rd, Mo Theatre. Get your tickets, Mo Theatre.
I never thought I'd ever get to see, well, probably won't get to see it. Like, but,
my God.
Yeah.
I mean, you've woken the silver fox there, Justy. I hope you know what you've done. My God.
It was Justy Foxy.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, whereas I think there's a lot of people looking forward to that one. You can't Foxy doesn't get enough matches as well. Like, a lot of people don't realize that Foxy trains a wrestler for a long time before he went into refereeing. So like the Silver Fox definitely has a few tricks up his sleeves.
Fantastic, Mr. Fox, huh?
Yeah,
amazing.
Main event was Grapple Games, obviously the name of the show. For anyone who doesn't know what Grapple Games is a 6-man match, first fall to a finish. It's a bit chaotic, bodies everywhere. And yeah, so we had JB, Big Rab, Anita Vaughn, Tucker, Martin Stairs, the champion, and we won't go any further without divulging the new champion, CBL, who beat Martin Stairs for that championship. And what a moment, what a match. It was a phenomenal match. It's these types of matches that keep bringing you back to Fight Factory. You know, it's those moments, those magical moments. You see the growth of CBL over the last year or two, and this scrawny kid who's now a big fucking hardy tanking himself, like, going on to win the Irish Junior Heavyweight Championship. That, like, again, we looked at LJ's steps from the MVP of Irish Wrestling to Noah. LJ was there before as well. LJ was the scrawny kid. You know, LJ was the scrawny kid who built himself up to the Irish Junior Heavyweight Championship, who built himself onto the Gender Neutral Championship, who built himself into the fucking belt collector around this country and the MVP of wrestling before he went on. So was CBL on that same trajectory? Quite possibly, you know, but the place erupted when CBL won that championship. So happy for him. he has worked his arse off. I know a lot of people don't see what goes on behind the scenes. That fella is training everywhere. He travelled from Longford to Dublin multiple days a week to train in Fight Factory in the School of Irish Wrestling. He's up and down this country wrestling for every promotion, and he's after getting his reward for it. Like he has become a fan favorite, and he is like arguably one of the best wrestlers around at the moment in Ireland. And yeah, it was just a great moment. I know Liz probably would have been in tears seeing him. I think that
yup all day long. And I tell you now, he's had what a 12, 18 months he's had. Like, oh, talk about turning a corner. It's just he turned the corner, got on a motorbike, and just fucking went, like, unbelievable. I'm so happy for him.
Yeah,
just see the leveling up as well. Like even like,
phenomenal.
I think was it his match. Yeah, I think he had a match with Fabio. He had a match with Fabio and he had a match with LJ, I think, back to back. And it was after those matches I was like, holy shit, where did you come from?
even the match.
You know, it's like you were here, like you were here, you were good,
Yeah.
you were earning your stripes, and then it, like, in the space of a couple of months you were fucking here. Like, it's like,
that match
holy shit, like
he had with Leighton Buzzard.
That was unbelievable.
Leighton as well, yeah.
Great.
And like that's what I mean. Like the last 6 months, he's just been getting he leveled up,
Yeah,
and then he's just been bam, bam, bam at that top level.
he's competing with people on that level. Like, so
Yeah.
he has to up his game, and every time he competes somebody who's on another level, he's bringing himself up with
better
them.
and better and better. Like, and he's
he
a big man who can
fully
fucking
deserve it.
move.
And it's just
like,
yeah, that clip of Becky and Aoife from Fight Factory that had the background. You had people in the background. You could see CBL in the background. He was about, I don't know, 17 or he looks about 17 or 18 years old. Like, it's 2018. I'm not sure what age he is, but he looks like a pup in the background.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
in awe of Becky, like walking around. So now that he's like, 5 or 6 years experience in him, now he's up to a level now where he could be the next person in Ireland to go somewhere else. Like, he could, he keeps getting better and better and better. So the only place to go is up. So, there's OTT for him, and there's, this guy.
yeah.
Again, like he's one of these, and there's so many of them that I could name, but he's one of those that it seemed like COVID was probably one of the best things that happened to him, because it gave him that time and opportunity to work on his craft and kind of focus on like exactly where he wants to be and what he wants to do. And like he probably went into COVID wanting to be a wrestler, but then like that break during COVID gave him that thinking time to be like, okay, how do I do it?
Mm-hmm.
How do I get there? What do I need to do? And yeah, bulked up, but not just bulking up. He made a commitment that post-COVID that he was training all over the country, that he was going to start looking for bookings all over the country, and like excelling and leveling up on things that he wasn't able to do previous, or was unsure of being able to do, and just kept adding to his arsenal of things that he just became better and better at, and yeah, as well as the look and the size and everything else, and he's definitely brought himself into that echelon of main event player. And we've seen him in Hard Knocks, like how he came in, and like he has this feel when he comes out. Like there's just this confidence, charisma, don't fuck with me type attitudes. Like, it's
And
like,
you believe it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can try and portray that, but you can tell when somebody isn't fully invested in their character or what they're doing, but he eats, sleeps and breathes it. You can see it, and he just you immediately you're invested and want to know more.
There's a group of people on this island that live, eat and breathe wrestling.
Yep.
And he is one of them. Yep. He will go home and he will watch wrestling. He goes to his mates and they will turn on a pay-per-view. They will turn on a wrestling show. They will watch matches. They'll watch each other's matches. They'll critique matches. Literally, and LJ, that's what LJ Cleary did. For people who don't know LJ Cleary, he doesn't drink. He's never drank in his life. He doesn't go to pubs. he goes to his friend's house and they'll sit down and they'll watch wrestling, or they'll watch his matches, or they'll ask him to watch their matches, and they literally go from training to going and watching wrestling, which is just more training. So every waking minute spent is wrestling, and that's how you get there. And CBL is definitely
that's a good
that.
analogy there, because you never think of it that way. Like, we're fans, we watch wrestling for entertainment. Wrestlers, obviously they start off as wrestling fans, but when you become a wrestler, watching wrestling isn't just as a fan, you're watching it as, and you're picking up things that you can learn off the TV, and you wouldn't even think about it like that as a non-wrestler. You wouldn't think, do wrestlers even watch wrestling anymore? Like, but obviously they have to watch wrestling for, see what's going on. You don't want to be copying someone, or you want to pick something off somebody else and just make it your own.
Listen, I'm not a wrestler. I've never trained in wrestling, so I can only assume on these things. But from what I've seen, wrestlers watch wrestling and they study wrestling. It's study, like, if you're not watching it, you're probably doing yourself a disservice. So, like, I know Damien Corvin, I follow him on Instagram. If anyone follows him on Instagram, you'll always see him every day. He will put up a picture of him watching a wrestling match, because that's his, and he puts it up saying study time.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he's doing. He studies matches, and he probably, I don't know how he does it. I don't know what maybe something that we should talk to him about. What does he do? Does he watch the same match over and over 3 or 4 times and look at different things, or does he watch different matches? Does he go through and watch a load of different matches? But like, it's just great to see. Getting back to we're going off on mad tangents there, but CBL is definitely one of them, and I can just see, like, he's gonna be everywhere. He already is everywhere in this country. He's starting to branch out to other places now as well. I think he's over in Belgium fairly regularly as well. So he's on the radar. Like, it's only a matter of time, I think, for him. But yeah, Fight Factory, aces. Great show. I don't think there wasn't an announcement for another show, so I can't plug anything for them. They do have a next gen show on the 20th.
Same weekend as
the Saturday. So the OTT is on the Sunday. Their show is on the Saturday. It's in Ossory Road in Dublin, just the top of Amiens Street. So from Connolly Station, it's about 10-minute walk from Connolly Station. £5 Saturday afternoon. Get to see the next generation of talent, and there's always a few names on the show as well. Like, there's always a Fabio and LJ and Martin. So, like, there will be people that and you will see the next crop coming through. So, always a good show to get to if anybody's around. £5 on the door.
This weekend on Sunday, Limerick's own Hard Knox Pro Wrestling will be celebrating their 1-year anniversary in the form of Hard Knox Pro Wrestling Celebration. These shows are definitely not done by halves, as we saw at the last one. I'm still not right after that unsanctioned match. But I don't think Dolan's is right after that unsanctioned match, if I'm honest. But there is quite a few matches announced already. Maybe more to come. Who knows? We love surprises. But if you are around on Sunday, tickets must be severely limited now at this stage. The atmosphere inside in Dolan's when these shows occur is just, it's second to none. It's just a different vibe. We always say it, and we hashtag it, that Hard Knocks hits different. It does. It really does. There's just something so special about it. I can't explain it. They've just got something different. I don't know how to explain it, but you'll come to the show and you'll know what we mean. You'll know as soon as you walk in the door. So yeah, Hard Knock Celebration on Sunday. As mentioned, there's quite a few matches announced. Would you like me to run through them, Colin, or would you like to run through them yourself?
I'll run through them here, and I'd love to get opinions as well, because I don't think we haven't really discussed the show between us, haven't we?
No.
There is a lot on. Sorry, just to caveat what you were saying there, Liz, as well. There is limited tickets, and just to let people know, there's usually a couple of tickets left on the door. So last time, just a bit of inside baseball, all the tickets weren't sold online. So purposely all tickets weren't sold online. There was some held back for walk-ups.
Do you remember the queue?
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be the same. And also, all the walk-up tickets sold out, and there were a lot of people turned away at the door at the Hard Luck show. So
hard luck to them.
Yeah, so like, don't be like, if you want to go to this show, don't say, oh, we'll decide on the day, or I'll just go up and get a ticket. There might not be any.
That place was packed.
Genuinely, it was sold out. It was actually over capacity of what was allocated for the show. Now it's fine. There is capacity laws and stuff. I think officially they're allowed to put like 250 or something in the room, or 300 in the room, but obviously there's a ring in there as well. So that takes up a lot of space. So you're I think the spitball range is around 140, 150. And I think that the online tickets were limited to about 120, and then I think there was like 20 left on the door. But they were gone. They were gone as soon as those doors opened. They were gone, and there was people turned away. There was a lot of people turned away, and it wasn't the first time. It was the same the show before. So guys, like, if you want to go to this show, get tickets and go to it. You're not gonna regret. It's gonna be a cracking day. And just hopefully there's loads of cake. Because it is a birthday. It's a birthday, isn't it? Like, it's an anniversary show, but it's a birthday.
So it's not a celebration without cake, is it?
Yeah, of course. Cake. I'm not doing any commentary. I'm just eating cake.
That's what we'll do. We'll just sit at the desk and we'll just eat cake.
Sit there and eat cake and just watch wrestling.
Entertain yourselves. You know what's going on. We're eating.
I might do commentary on the cake.
I like that idea, actually. I like that.
We do a bit of a live food review, like in the middle of the main event.
We'll be like Paul, Hollywood, and Prue. There you go. Now
God is my witness. That slice is broken in half.
Hey! Good God Almighty, she killed him. I fucking hope I don't. Alan, don't choke.
Choke slam the cake.
Boom, boom. Anyway,
what have we got? What's
definitely going to be talking about me cake. Sorry. So a few things announced. So I think the first thing that was announced was the tag team championship match. So we have our brand new champion, Social Elite. We had our number one contender, Step Hermanos, which Chris Kirby had a bit of a thing about because they lost and then they won. And so anyway, long story short, that turned into a gauntlet match. So for people who aren't sure of what a gauntlet match is, there's 4 teams. 2 teams will start, 1 team will win, the next team will enter and face the winning team, 1 team will win that, then the next team will enter, and then the winner of that wins the championship. So we have the Freshness, BDE, the Step Hermanos, and the Social Elite. Now, we don't know what order they're going to be entered in. We don't, obviously, whoever's out last has the best advantage. Whoever's in first has the least advantage. But yeah, guys, could we have like 4 massive teams here?
Yep.
Freshness, BDE, Step Hermanos, Social Elite. Maybe excluding the Saviors, I can't think of 4 bigger teams.
Yeah, true.
In the country, really.
Yeah.
They're all smashing it at the moment, everywhere they go.
Yeah, like I struggle to say. So it's such a hard dynamic. I don't know how I can call this. Obviously, like, usually there's, like, you'd say, champions usually have advantage. Like, whoever comes out last has the advantage in this one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like, will we see? Do you think that we could have anybody running the gauntlet? Can anyone? And again, that's why it's called the gauntlet match. Do you think anyone could go first to last?
Possibly. They're all worthy of going the gauntlet. Whether or not the champions go out first, I'm not sure. I don't know if they'd be happy to go out first, but you know, if you want to be champions, you're going to have to beat everybody anyway. So, you know, if you want to be considered the best tag team in Hard Knox,
go first. I'm calling it now. New champs already. They're not running. Like, you can't, like, you're not beating those 3 teams. Like, none of. I don't know.
Do you know what? This depends massively, of course, on the order, right, of how the teams come out. And of course, there's advantages to being pulled first or coming out last, right? But there's another couple of factors as well that will depend the outcome of this gauntlet match. aside from the order. Secondly, we've spoken about this before multiple times on the podcast, is the chemistry between the tag team. One is going to know when they need to step in for the other. If one is gassed, one is going to need to go up and step up and take the reins. The third thing, touching on being gassed, this is going to be down to cardio. This is going to be going down to stamina. This is going to be going down to longevity in the ring and experience and saving yourself. If you're first in, you need to be getting those quick pins. You need to be getting team 2 and 3 pinned and out the fucking gap fast and saving yourself for that long slog match at the end. But as you say, with the caliber of the 4 teams in the ring. Now, that said, right, have we seen Step Hermanos in a long tag match?
No, not really.
So my concern is for them. I know they're a crowd favourite, and I know I was a little bit hard on them before because they rocked up hungover, right? But they got through in the end. I do have a soft spot for them. But can you see BDE going through a gauntlet match to the end? Maybe. They're guys who take their training very, very seriously and have gelled really well in a very short period of time. The freshness, athletes beyond their years, can they go for it? But then you've got the social elite who have pissed Limerick off something terrible, right? And they thrive and they feed off that negativity and they run with it. So I'm worried about Step Hermanos, but I don't think we're getting new champions.
Well, not to touch much on that rugby, but Ireland play All Blacks the night before. Some of them lads may or may not be big rugby heads if they're going out the night before a big tag team match.
The social elite are D4s, aren't they? Presuming that they're big rugby fans.
Limerick is a big rugby town, so
it is.
Galchini doesn't want to show up hungover again. This is matches for the titles. The last time he showed up was a number one contenders match. So, or what it wasn't it? They were facing Martina that time. So he doesn't want to show up.
That was to save their jobs.
That was to save their jobs.
Yeah.
So whether Ireland win or lose, do not show up hungover.
Imagine
whoever you are.
Imagine being in an absolute jangle and then. It's bad enough getting up to go to work, but could you imagine having to go then and run a gauntlet match? I'd have the gawk, something desperate. No.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. It's so hard to call. It's so hard to call for me. I'm looking at the 4 teams here, and it's just, it's so difficult. Anyway, we move on. We have an import coming in.
The People's Princess, Nadia Sapphire, arrives in Limerick City for Hard Knox Pro Wrestling. Before this, I haven't even heard of Limerick. What is Limerick? Is it where the leftovers of Ireland are, or what? Honestly, I don't know. All I know, I'm getting a flight out, first class of course, getting paid a lot of money, beating up some Irish lads, and I'm going back to Cardiff, my beautiful home city, which is way better than Limerick.
This, I don't want to be too rude. She wasn't very pleasant in her promo. Goes by the name of Nadia Sapphire, and has
princess
demanded. She has demanded that the red carpet be rolled out for her.
Do you know how much red carpets cost?
Who the fuck does this one think she is? Genuinely, she's going to be in for a hard time if she thinks that Dolan's crowd isn't going to eat her alive. Genuinely,
But you know what? I mean, fair fucks, because if you set the standards that you have oceans of notions about yourself before you get there, at least she's pre-warning everybody what they're in for. You know what I mean?
I think she needs to be pre-warned what she's going to be in for, though.
Yeah.
I can see her picking up a microphone on Sunday and that Zach Gibson heat.
Oh, Dom Mysterio.
I genuinely, she's not going to be able to get a word in. She's not and I don't think she's expecting it either. So coming into Dolan's making demands is not. It's not the way that I'd be going in anyway. So I don't know. Listen, I don't know a hell of a lot about her. I have done a bit of research. Obviously, I know she's been around the UK scene. I've seen who she's wrestled. She's been around the world. She seems to be a bit of a vet in the scene as well. So, I'm not overly familiar with her. I have seen some clips, but what she can do in the ring is going to be interesting as well, because I know she's been around the world. So it'll be interesting to see if she can. Is she even having a match? I actually don't even know what she's doing. She just demanded that the carpet be rolled out. Is it an open challenge, or is she? I genuinely don't know.
It would be on like the Irish wrestling scene now, not to give Cade Mila fudges to anyone who rocks up to our wrestling door. So I'm sure one or two might be there to greet her. I'd like to think that we would be that hospitable, and whether it's a carpet that gets rolled out or she gets rolled out, something's going to happen. I'd like to think inside a red carpet.
In the back of a van.
Sleeping with the fishes. Well,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, look, come here. It's going to make for interesting viewing.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very intrigued to see what happens now with that on Sunday. I was in attendance when this happened and saw the aftermath of it. So Steve Savage against Con Kelly has been announced for the Resolution Championship. It's a championship for NXT Wrestling up north, and that Steve currently holds. Con attacked Steve after one of his matches recently at a show that I was at, and yeah, I don't know what Con's game is here. Like Con's playing a dangerous game. Like, you don't fuck with Steve Savage. Like, you don't. Like, that's madness. Like, I know Con loves a scrap. That's a given. We all know that. Con loves a scrap, but fuck me, like, I wouldn't be attacking Steve. I wouldn't want to be looking over my shoulder for Steve Savage.
Set a balls on him to do something like that to Steve Savage.
He must do. Like, I saw Steve after. Steve's pissed. Steve is pissed, and like, as far as I know, Steve was the one who said, "Let's put this championship on the line. If you have the balls to come and attack me, you have the balls to fight for this championship." So, yeah, I really don't know what Con's game is here at all. But
what? I think I do, right? Because, not being funny now, right? Have you ever seen the movie Get Hard? Right, with Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart, right? What's he tell him to do to gain respect? Goes into the prison. Go up and throw a punch or beat the shit out of the biggest, baddest motherfucker who was there. And that's what Con did. Do you know what I mean? So I get it. Like, if you're going to go into a fight, go for the biggest dog in the fight to show that you don't have the fear, and that you're like, do you know what? If I'm going down with a fucking fight, but I'm going to go for the biggest, baddest motherfucker that's in there. And that's what he done. So I kind of get it.
That's true.
I kind of get it.
If you watch the clip of what happened, what the fuck's he calling himself? Danny Cross. I can never remember that name. Like, who the fuck is Danny Cross? Like, it's fucking Jay. Like,
hang on a fucking minute now, right? Stick to Con, right? We'll just calm down now a bit.
He was in the clip.
I know, but don't be picking on.
Jay loved what happened there. Like, obviously they had previous. Obviously Steve and Jay had previous from the last show where they beat the bloody shit out of each other. But Jay in the background having a good giggle about things. Seems to enjoy seeing Steve getting beat up. I don't know. I don't even know why he was there, to be honest. Big announcement, by the way, which at the time of recording, this hasn't been announced. It probably will be announced by the time it goes out, or we hope so. Joining me now and joining me on commentary at Hard Luck, Boots Murphy. Great to see you again, buddy.
Good to see you, buddy.
I'm here to announce that on October 15th at Hard Knock Celebration, your opponent will be Butch Armstrong.
Oh, Butch Armstrong. That's one hardy bastard. Butch, you came up this close against Renzo Rose and almost won the Hard Knox Pro Wrestling World Championship. Just that close. But I'm letting you know now, if we get that close, boot to boot, eye to eye, we're going to show everybody in Dolan's that we are the two hardiest bastards in Limerick City.
Boots, that's not all. Hard Knox management have alluded to bringing in a new championship belt. And in that match, yourself and Butch will be facing off to become the inaugural Hard Knox Pro Wrestling All-Ireland champion.
Music to my ears. Butch, I respect the hell out of you. But I'm going to tell you this. These boots ain't strolling into Limerick and leaving empty-handed. They're made for walking out the All-Ireland champion. Boots!
So we do have a new championship. It is called the All-Ireland Championship, which I think is very on brand. I think it's a great name. It is beautiful.
Gorgeous.
So our first inaugural match for this, it's a singles match, straight up fight, no dicking about. Two guys who have really put their stamp on Hard Knocks. And yeah, two very deserving people in my opinion. The first being Boots Murphy. He's been on a few shows. He's shown his grit. He's shown that Hard Knocks mentality.
Yeah.
He's been unlucky a couple of times in a couple of matches. He's been in a couple of golden ticket matches, but he joined us on commentary the last show, and one of the things that he said was he wants to fight and face off against the hardest motherfuckers that we have to offer. You know, he wants to take on the best. He wants to fight the best. And who better than his opponent in Butch Armstrong? Butch, who we know has had a couple of World Championship matches. Again, took Terry Thatcher to his limit.
Yeah.
We saw that vicious side of Butch as well, and what he is capable of doing in a wrestling ring, and more so outside of a wrestling ring. But yeah, on Sunday, one of these guys will be our very first All-Ireland champion. And I'm really excited for this new championship. And I did speak literally before I actually came on today to record. I was actually speaking to someone from Hard Knocks management, and they told me that the main idea with this belt, this championship, is they want it everywhere. They want to defend it everywhere. So whoever is the champion has privy they don't even need to ask permission. They can bring that with them onto any show that they're on, wherever they want to go. Just a bit of inside baseball. Usually promotions need to sign off on this kind of stuff if X is defending their championship on someone else's show, whatever. They don't need it. Not with this belt. They can go and defend it. They can go and use it. They can walk out with it wherever they want. And that's the whole point of this, is to defend it all over Ireland. That's why it's the All-Ireland Championship, and maybe even hopefully abroad. But guys, we've two very deserving people in this match. We've seen what they can do. I kind of have a favourite in this match. Just my opinion, but I want to see what you guys think first. Who's walking away All-Ireland champion?
Butch. I think it's going to be Butch. That's nothing against Boots Murphy, because, as you said, Boots is no stranger to Limerick. And I think you take one look at Boots and you know that you're in for a brawl. And he really found his feet with the Limerick crowd as well the last time, got them super, super hyped up. So they know him, they know his game, they know he is passionate, they know he's full of energy, he has a very, very strong presence. They're not hugely familiar with him in the ring. You know, it was, I think maybe, is it one match he's had in Limerick?
Yeah, triple threat.
Wasn't it?
Boots?
Yeah.
Anita Vaughan.
He had two. He had singles with Anita, and then he had the triple threat.
The singles with Anita.
Or the four-way, sorry.
Okay,
four-way
right,
match,
okay.
wasn't it?
My mistake. I forgot about the match he had. So, right, fair enough. They are familiar with Boots in the ring. I think they're familiar with Butch maybe a little more because they have seen everything that Butch has to throw into a match, because, as you said, that absolute barn buster he had with Terry Thatcher was just ridiculous. And they saw him put Terry through our commentary table, so I think they'll be expecting a lot from this match, but I think Butch is very, very hungry for a title. He has not slowed down. Any losses he's had has not dampened anything, and he is on an absolute roll, and he's probably having the year of his life. So I'm going to go with Butch, but I think it's going to be a great match. But I'd like to see Boots further down the line, definitely with gold in the air.
Yeah, I'm going to say Butch as well, but both men, like I said, they've had matches in Hard Knocks. None of them have won a match. Butch lost 2 title matches already, so that's always going to be playing on his mind. This is another title match. It isn't the main title, but it is a title match at the end of the day. He doesn't want it. He's not going to want to lose this one. He's not going to go with a hat trick and lose 3 title matches in a row. So he has a lot riding on this. He doesn't really know Boots that well.
Yeah.
We don't know what Boots is capable of after losing those 2 matches he's already had. He's on fire at the last show. So, he has a lot to prove as well to the crowd, that he's not just good on the mic, he's going to be good on the ring. So he's going to be out there to prove himself. So it is going to be a tight match. It's going to be hard hitting. I think both men are going to match the shit out of each other. So it'll be a very, very close match. It'll probably go for, it's going to be a long enough match. It'll be hard to put both men down, but I can't see anybody other than Butch winning that title. I think if it's going to be an All-Ireland title, Butch is everywhere. He's going to be the person. He'd be if you were just handing it to him, he'd be the ideal person, because he literally is everywhere. He's all over Ireland. He's all over Northern Ireland. He's up in Titanic. He'll be the person to represent that title in every promotion. And I don't know. I'm not sure if Boots is going around Ireland at the minute, going everywhere. I know he's in OTTs and Fight Factory and Hard Knocks. So
could be the catalyst though.
Yeah, it could. Well, exactly. It could want to go traveling everywhere else. So that's the good thing about having a title like this, or whoever the champion is. Go off and show off what you can do to any promotion you want without having to worry about it. Just go and do it. So I'm looking forward to this match. So
yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. I find it hard to look past Butch. We talked earlier on about people leveling up, and Butch is definitely one of those that I've seen this year leveling up. He's a different beast to what he was at the start of this year. He has become so smooth, and it's just there were a few faults in his game, maybe the end of last year, start of this year. And Butch has been around a while, and I think maybe that was probably to his detriment. I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but I think it might have been to his detriment that he wasn't hitting the places that he wanted to get to. And I think definitely coming into 2023, he has been a lot more focused. He's been working a lot more promotions. And I think for the better now, and we're seeing this beast that's come along. He was heritagely, you guys know, from the Cork scene, he was heritagely a tag team wrestler. Obviously transition. Now he still has a couple. He wrestles in a tag team around the places. But he is very much branching out in the singles capacity a lot more. And maybe he was a bit unsure of how he was as a singles wrestler. Maybe that's why there was that stagnation. And now we're definitely seeing him elevate himself and elevate his game a lot more. And we've seen, as I said, Jerry, the 2 championship matches that he was in. He brought Terry Thatcher to the brink, and he was, let's be fair, cheated out of a championship match against Renzo. Renzo had to use dirty tactics behind the referee's back in order to win. So he was unlucky there. So yeah, I nothing against Boots. He is very new or newer to wrestling, so I think experience is going to say a lot in this. I think Butch, as someone who's been around a lot longer, will be able to find the faults in Boots' game and get that win. However, I will say if Butch doesn't win on Sunday, that's 3 championship matches in a row he's lost. Where does that leave him? Like, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. We've all said we think Butch is going to win this match, and we all I think he will. I really think he will. But if he doesn't, how big of a knock is that going to be to him? Because he's lost 2 World Championship matches. He'll now be losing this match. Like, where does he go? Is he back to square one again? You know, it's a very tough road back after those losses. So
he has to win this match.
To me, I think it is a bit of a must win from.
Yeah.
I really do. I really do think it's a bit of a must win from. And maybe that, again, we're talking about catalyst. That might be the catalyst for Boots winning if he is trying too hard.
Mm.
You know, because you know what, when you try too hard, you can become complacent.
Slip up. Yeah.
You know, so like that pressure of that must win. I must win this. I've lost the last 2. That has to be playing on his mind. So yeah, listen, we're going to be crowning a new champion. That's the main thing, which is very exciting. We're going to have a new belt in Hard Knox. And listen, either of these 2 guys will hopefully add the prestige to this championship, defending it around the country. And that's like, we couldn't ask for more than that, you know. So, but again, just another thing that's going to add to the excitement of Sunday. So we're going to have 2 guaranteed new champions. And speaking of, we will look at the main event, because unfortunately we're here for the second time with a vacant championship in this promotion's short history. Listen, shit happens outside of wrestling. That's how it goes. Really does. Terry Thatcher got injured. He had to vacate the championship. We needed a fighting champion. Terry knew that. Terry made that decision to vacate the championship. LJ Cleary won that championship at the last show. Again, life happens. LJ Cleary got signed by Noah Wrestling. Like, that doesn't happen often, you know. So, like, when it does, I think we can make allowances, but life happens. So here we are again with a vacant championship. And we have Raven Creed, Renzo Rose, former champion Renzo Rose. Even though it was short-lived, he is a former champion. He got the job done the last time. We have the official number 1 contender, who we actually haven't seen for a little while, Sammy D. Wanted to fight on his terms when he chose. And a returning that we saw at the last show, Justy, making his in-ring debut.
Mm-hmm.
This is tough. This is very, very fucking tough.
Is it really? Is it really? Is it really?
Go on, Liz. Tell us how Sammy's going to win.
I knew I had to get in there. Do you know what? Actually, right? Just QQ. Quick question. Does this? It's you know, like, it's how the cool kids talk.
Okay.
QQ. Right? QQ. It's how we say it in D4.
NB.
Tell me, so is this Sammy putting forward his number 1 contendership, or is this aside from the 4-way tag? A 4-way, match.
Presume that this is his shot.
Well, like, not been funny, right?
Oh, like, you can't have it every way. You can't say, oh, well, like, I'm going to go into the 4-way match, and then if I lose, I'm going to redeem my number 1 contendership. Like, it doesn't work like that.
It's been funny, right? Because if that is not set out from the beginning, he would have every right. So I think that's quite clever. Just, I would have that in my back pocket, because as my mom says, if you don't ask, you don't get, right? Secondly, if this is him putting forward his number 1 contendership in this match, how clever is that?
Oh, it's fucking atrociously bad from Sam. Like,
it's not. No, it's not.
It is.
You three, go sort your shit out. You go have your little spat, and I'll come in there at the end, and to the victor will come the spoils.
But like, you're putting your if he is if this is his number 1 contendership, and he has decided that this will be in this type of match, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Sammy didn't know it was going to be a 4-way and is probably going to bitch and moan and complain about it.
Mhm.
But if he did, it's very fucking stupid of him because, like, who puts their like? I get what you're saying that they can go in and scrap each other and he can pick up the pieces, but it's not very straightforward. There's 3 other people in the match. You have to beat 3 other people. You know, there's one fall to a finish. What if he misses picking up that piece and someone else gets the victory over him? You know, it's a lot harder to win a 4-way match than it is to win a singles
Very
match.
hard.
No, I'm
And
sorry now.
It's a 4-way match, so
It is.
there is no disqualification,
Yeah.
no countouts.
Yeah.
There's no reason why 3 of them couldn't just take him out, smash the crap out of him with a chair, get one, and one of them go for it.
It's true.
Look,
And we saw that the
Everyone-
tactics that Renzo used at the last show as well.
Yeah.
everyone in this match has a claim to this. Okay, everybody in this match has a claim, but completely and utterly,
Mhm.
right? Raven Creed, I would say probably still a little bit sickened about, you know, the
Being screwed.
shenanigans of the golden tickets, and that's completely understandable. So absolutely, she's going to have a massive chip on her shoulder coming into this match.
She was
Renzo,
the runner-up of the golden tickets as well, let's be fair. Like, she made it to that last match, so...
exactly. So she probably feels a little bit screwed out of it, right?
Yeah.
Renzo, former champion, albeit brief, as you said, got the job done, right? That's how it happens, lads. Say nothing. Of course, has a claim on it too. Justy, in-ring debut for Hard Knox Wrestling, he's got a point to prove. After his promo at the last show, he's got a point to prove. But regardless of what you're saying, right, and this isn't me just been the mark for the siege, I'm not been funny. This is the snake. We do not underestimate Limerick's daddy. There can be 20 people in that ring. There is nobody in there who is going to outsmart the snake. I'm sorry, but you can't tell me I'm wrong. You can't tell me that he is very, very clever when it comes to shit like this. He is. So, Limerick, your daddy's coming home. I'm backing my man.
Don't get me wrong. Sammy obviously has a game plan coming into this.
Of course.
You said he's a very clever man, and he obviously has a game plan. But 4-way matches, sometimes game plans go out the window. This is wide. This is wide open.
No way
wide open.
am I predicting this match at all. It's a completely unpredictable scenario for every one of them in it, so it's impossible to predict who's going to win it, regardless of what they can or cannot do, or who they got behind them, or whatever.
The one thing I will say is that, again, like the previous match, regardless of who comes out the victor, as much as some of them we may not like as much as the others, they are all championship material.
Yeah.
They all deserve to be in this match. They are all at that level of being the champion and carrying this promotion, because let's call it what it is. The person who wins this match is going to be the champion. You are the face of that promotion. You are carrying that promotion. And I believe that all 4 of these are well and truly capable of doing that and bringing Hard Knocks forward and like making it the place that everyone wants to be. So, regardless of who comes out on top, we're going to have a solid champion. And hopefully, again, we can never say that other shit isn't going to happen outside of wrestling, but the hope is that we will get some stability back into the World Championship picture.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like we have been in a bit of flux, but again, looking back, it's been a lot of fun. Like, we had the Open Championship match the last time, we had the cash in, we have another Open Championship match where it's creating moments.
Mm-hmm.
It is creating moments, even though it's not ideal having to vacate a championship twice. It's creating these magical moments, and all that we can ask for on Sunday is that we get more magical moments, and we get another magical moment in the championship match, because that's what it's all about. I just said at the top of the show is enjoy it, and I'm sure we're going to enjoy Sunday. But it is going to be a fucking celebration. I'm sure there's other stuff to be announced. I've been told that there's other stuff that's going to be announced, so I'm not even guessing here. There will be other stuff announced. I have been told that there are some announcements coming. Watch out on social media, but I've also been told that there will be stuff that will be kept for on the night as well. So and there's gonna be fucking cake. That's all I care about. Cake. Come and
Wait.
come to the show and come up to the commentary desk, and I might give you some cake.
Me offering out my cake.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, yeah, sure.
No way, boy. We're going to sit at the commentary desk with 2 forks, 2 of us.
Yeah.
Savage that cake.
You'd be
That's
like,
all. Yeah.
And the friends and Joey, like all the cake is on the floor, and pull it apart. And it's sitting
They'll
about.
eat- we'll eat it off the floor.
All right,
yeah.
what do we
No
have?
problem. We bring the mic down with us, like.
I like it.
Somebody's getting choke slammed through the table onto the cake.
They better.
No, that would ruin the cake.
Cake
Listen,
everywhere.
I'm not eating cake off someone's back. There's a line, like I'll eat it off the floor if it falls, right? But if someone goes through the cake, I'm not eating it off that person.
Jake the cake.
I think that's only fair, really. I'd be so devastated if all of my blood, sweat, and tears and hard work
No.
ends up in the fucking
Sammy
someone's
D.
back.
Sammy D. There we go. Sammy the cake, not the snake.
I'd genuinely cry if that cake got round. If
Don't-
cake got round and I couldn't eat it, I'm just gonna cry. Genuinely, I'm like.
I'm very excited to make it. I won't lie.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited to eat it.
I'll make sure it's okay. I'll be chief tester
Would you mind, dear?
before we travel with the cake. I'll make sure it's okay.
Yeah.
Just make sure you get pictures before. It's a fucking wrestling show as well, isn't it? Like, when has there been a cake at a wrestling show and it hasn't got wrecked? Jerry, you're after fucking upsetting me now. Like,
Yeah.
Keep it
And I'll
away.
tell you now, right?
Keep it away from the ringside and the commentary desk.
I will protect, like,
It'll be in
I will protect that like a newborn,
in a box,
and I don't like
in a
it,
fridge
do you know.
near the changing rooms, nice and chilled. After the show, people backstage will get a slice.
I'm just going to put it on a table somewhere and sit Francis Mercer in front of it.
Oh yeah.
And nobody's going to go near that cake.
can we put a hat on him, a little party hat on him?
Exactly. Nobody's going to he'll be like,
Shall not pass.
Imagine Mayor's just sitting there with a fucking party hat on his head, guarding the cake.
and a little blower in his mouth.
I'm gonna do that. I have to bring party hats and get that picture. I really do. I should be setting us off here now. Anyway, guys, as I said, tickets. Get tickets. Don't wait. It's gonna be a cracking show. I'm buzzing for Sunday. As far as I know, I think there's. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this. I don't give a shit really. I think there's another show in November as well, so we won't have long to go until the next one. I know that there has been some gaps, or there's been a bit of a wait. I think we're 13 weeks between Undisputed and Hard Luck. Weren't we? Like, that was a long way. So I think we'll only have a few weeks until the next one. So there, as far as I know, that there's one in November. Now again, outside factors could change that, but I don't even know if I should be saying this. Like, to be honest, like, I'll probably get in trouble. But like, sure, fuck it. All they do is sack me.
If you're watching this, don't tell the lads in management.
Oh, he won't give me any cake on Sunday. That's what he'll do. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. I'm buzzing for it. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys down there as well. We haven't seen each other in a while. Like, since London. Was it London the last time we were together? Yeah.
Oh my God, was it London?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Wow, it was.
I haven't been anywhere since.
Gee,
That was an age ago.
Seems
But,
like ages ago. You're right. My God, wow.
yeah, hopefully I'll be caught up on everything by Sunday. And yeah, we have some exciting stuff coming up. There will be a lot of stuff filmed on Sunday, I'm sure. I know Jerry will be bringing the cameras and all and getting some stuff recorded. It is the anniversary, so hopefully we can get some exclusive content that we can bring out as well. Yeah. Over the next few weeks. So
yeah, definitely.
Really looking forward to it.
Sweet.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it now for our episode this time. Thank you so much for joining us again. It's great to be back in the seat and chatting about all things Irish wrestling, because let's face it, we're the fucking best in the business at it. There is no doubt about it. As we mentioned at the top of the show, we are global. Our little mighty country is all over the place and we're fucking ruling it. So with that, make sure that you like, comment and subscribe. If you've come up with a name for Colin, nice little moniker, please let us know down below. I don't think he's too happy with Front Row Bro, but if you have come up with something, suggestions are welcome down below. If you like cake, suggestions for what we should make are also welcome down below.
I'll take.
All cake, yeah, doesn't matter what. Should I do like cake demonstrations on the channel? What do you think? Does that fall under entertainment?
You get chokeslam through them, yeah.
Not chokeslam, me through a cake after all my work. Anyway, aside from that, if you have not subscribed on YouTube yet to the Irish Wrestling Podcast channel, Irish Wrestling Entertainment, what are you doing? Get on it. We have fantastic content, all based around the Irish wrestling scene, and we're only too happy to bring it to you. Make sure you're following us on all platforms of social media, be it Facebook, be it Instagram, be it X. Am I Xing?
Where? Fucking where? Like.
That wasn't even tried. On X, I suppose, and of course, join the millions and millions of views on TikTok too. We're all at Irish Wrestling 8. So from myself, being Liz, Sensational Queen, Queen Lizzie. What am I doing? Sensational Queen Lizzie. From himself being Booker G 5 times, and the one and only front row bro, Colin. Thank you so much for joining us, and we shall see you next time. Bye for now.